All right, let's see what kind of hot water ShoeOnHead's got herself into now.
Welcome back to a series so brain rot, even TikTok subscribed. In today's video, a murder trial involving a woman named Lindsay Clancy is going viral after TikTokers raised $1 million for her. This was after she murdered her 3 children by strangling them, confirmed in the court. Turns out the true crime obsessed TikTok girlies are claiming the husband is the murderer instead.
That's literally my face right there. How delusional do you have to get for someone? Oh,
Based
I need
on
to explain more.
him being a Gemini, YouTuber ShoeOnHead is calling out the absolute insanity and mass psychosis of the situation. Twitter has erupted in chaos and people are losing faith in humanity. After the 15-minute compilation of Hassan and Kaya with the shock collar went viral, he has finally responded to the drama, claiming it's a coordinated smear campaign by kick clippers. Oh, brother! Hassan's lawsuit threats against Scott Jennings and Destiny have backfired big time. Tons of people are threatening to sue him now, including Tectone. Hassan is back crashing out at Asmongold, claiming him and his fans need to be sent to the front lines and join the Navy.
That's a lot of goddamn information. Okay, so we have people on. It looked like just the women, sadly. Okay. Women on TikTok that are supporting a murderer, a child murderer, 3-time child murderer, blaming it on the man, even though there's no proof of that, unless there's going to be some proof brought up in this, or disproving that he is not the murderer whatsoever. I don't even want to talk about Hassan. There's enough people dealing with that. I don't need to expose that anymore. I kind of already am by just watching this video. And Asmongold being banned, I saw what he got banned for. He's not known for sugarcoating anything, but he might need to learn just a little bit because that's going to keep him from getting in trouble. But also, I don't think Twitch will ever permanently ban him. He's too big. Way too big.
He's still banned, by the way. He hasn't streamed in 2 weeks. But alas, the love is too powerful. Subscribe to cure your brain rot. Courtesy of the legendary series.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Right, so it
biggest
turns out a
comedian
story
you-
is going viral of a woman named Lindsay Clancy. Basically, this is a murder trial where this mom actually strangled and killed her 3 young children. This is already established in court. The prosecutor, the defense, the husband, the wife herself all agree that she killed her kids. The trial is about whether she was mentally sane when she murdered them. Something about postpartum psychosis. But for some reason, TikTok girlies are now supporting.
Even if she wasn't mentally well when she did it, that either means A, she needs to be medicated, or B, she doesn't need to be on the street. Like, she doesn't need to be out in a public area. Because if she, I know it's postpartum depression, so it's different. It's only when you have a kid. But if you're gonna be like that, what are the chances of you snapping and doing that to a person, just a grown-up person, not a kid that can't defend themselves?
The mom donating her $1 million and claiming the husband is actually the murderer based on nothing except that he was a Gemini and apparently Geminis are murderers. And I guess this is some weird tribal shit among women on TikTok. And this case might actually make you lose faith in humanity. So proceed with caution. Woke 1 was crazy. Thank God that's behind us. Woke 2.
I have decided I'm going to send Lindsay Clancy a letter of encouragement. Of course, I'm not going to mention anything about like the case or anything like that, but I did want to write to her and tell her that there are so many women that are out here praying for her. I think some words of encouragement might...
Praying for what? That she gets the help she needs and put in jail? That's the only course of action after murdering 3 kids.
Bring a smile to her. I don't know if she's able to receive any mail or not, but at least I want to try.
The Lindsay Clancy trial is going to be one of the most significant trials of your lifetime. We are all experiencing something completely unprecedented. Never before have we seen so many mothers and women rally behind somebody who confessed to killing her 3 children. And it is not because we cannot hold women accountable. Many of us see ourselves in Lindsay.
So you're a child murderer?
Many of us know that we could have been only one step away from doing some of those horrific things because we experienced significant mental health issues after one of our children was born. And many of us know just how dark some of those thoughts get. So yeah.
It is a thought. You do not have to act on the thought. If you feel like you're about to do something like that, leave the fucking house. Call someone to watch the kids. Get the fuck away from them. Simple as that.
This is gonna be one of the most significant trials of your lifetime.
Would you be sending a letter to a man if he killed his 3 children? She's guilty of the most heinous crime, and yet idiot women are supporting her, showcasing their evil mentality. Dude, they're writing her letters! How do we come back from this? Legitimately, I just don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to have faith here, but like, if these many people are this stupid, how do we proceed? Actress Lisa Rinna says she and her female therapist agreed that Patrick Clancy killed his children, not Lindsay Clancy, because women don't strangle.
So, a random female therapist who has nothing to do with the case, and then a random actress who has nothing to do with the case, during a therapy visit, figured out the whole case. They figured out, oh no, this is a husband. The husband killed him because women don't strangle. Yeah.
Never seen so much
Yeah.
brain rot.
All right, he did it. Patrick did it. Patrick's the one who did it. Not Lindsay. Patrick did it because, you know,
Wait. No,
I
that's not answering.
also heard that women typically don't strangle. So awful to even say.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this video.
But that isn't what a woman would do. They don't strangle. I was actually in therapy today, and my therapist and I were talking about it, and I said, well, what do they do? She said, well, they poison, or I said, oh, or drown them.
So they don't strangle, but they drown. Where do you have to hold? Where do you have to hold when you drown someone? Or the back of the head? Like, where do you have to hold to do that? Is that not considered strangulation? Again, it's also it's drowning. And the poison one, you're gonna bring up shit that's in like romance novels, and I know it actually exists, but it's romanticized about the woman poisoning the evil man or poisoning someone that's evil. And always the trope of poison is a woman's weapon, but it's just I will say this: if you're wanting to off someone, poison is a very smart way of doing it. That is not me endorsing it at all. I promise you, that's not me endorsing. I'm just saying that's a smart way of doing it. Very discreet, a lot less noticeable than I don't know, bruise marks on the neck from being strangled, or I don't know, bullet to the head, knife to the heart. But that was also back before we had toxic screenings to figure out why someone died.
Like, we literally had that conversation today. And she looks at me and she goes, he did it. I was like, wow, yeah. And now, yeah.
Well, guys,
Yeah.
have you considered that women just don't strangle? They don't do that. She knows all 3-4 billion women personally. They don't strangle. Her defense lawyer says she did it. Why are there so many regarded people on here? This man needs to take her to court as if feeling helpless to help his wife and losing his children is not tragic enough. She's slinging this garbage accusation to millions of people who are just as crazy and will believe her. He will be harassed now. The women are not going to like this. This is her mom.
Tell us what you remember.
I remember her being very nervous. I remember her saying, I just have to tell you guys something. And then she told us.
What did she tell you?
She told us that she had thoughts of harming the children.
Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, by their logic, you got...
So she told someone, and also maybe explained the case, and they did nothing. Why? Why? Why didn't the mother, I get the mother has her own life, why didn't she come over and watch her daughter and make sure she wasn't going to do something?
Gotta support the mamas, right? Watch how they would say someone forced or manipulated the mother to say this. But the mother is a narcissist. This is gaslighting. Yeah, we got this woman. We've learned a lot more about the Lindsay Clancy's husband as the trial has played out, and women are clocking every tidbit. Patrick Clancy was a man who failed his wife and kids. He didn't grow up, lead, or take responsibility. He was a man who wanted kids and who allowed his wife to sacrifice her body to produce them, and then didn't make the sacrifices to care for that body when it needed help as a result. In the US, people heavily chastise women who don't have kids, but also hang mothers by noose when they struggle and fail. I think that stops with this case in the court of public opinion. What the fuck are you talking about? As women recognize their own struggles in Lindsay Clancy's story, we should be asking why motherhood still leaves so many women dangerously unsupported. I would like to remind you, she killed the kids. It is not debatable, it is a fact. It's like they just really hate this dude and they just want...
It's already been stated that prosecutor, the lawyers, the wife, the husband, oh, and the judge also all ruled she killed the kids. They all
pin the murder on him.
I think that we are all watching Lindsay Clancy realize she actually didn't kill those fucking kids. Why did he need a GoFundMe? Is he paying for her lawyer? $1.7 million for what? How much does a funeral cost? He is fucking panicking right now. He's got a family member in law enforcement. The new wife.
Please get back on the schizophrenic medicine.
Wife's husband is connected to Hollywood. He's living in a high-rise in Manhattan with a new doctor wife and a new baby. This man has not shed one tear.
Earlier this year, a TikToker by the name of Ashley Gilliard was ordered to pay $10 million to an Idaho professor. Why, you might say? Because Ashley was making videos falsely accusing Idaho professor Rebecca Schofield for murdering 4 college students. I hope Patrick Clancy sues every single one of you guys who was falsely accusing him of murdering his children when we know who did it for every single thing that you got. I hope that there are some attorneys right now documenting and saving all of these videos so when this Lindsay Clancy trial is over, they just go to Patrick and say, don't worry, we got you some more money.
Right, so ShoeOnHead tweeted this, over $700,000 now raised for a woman who strangled her 3 children to death with exercise ropes. Every single donation is from a woman. Hundreds of thousands of women in a TikTok true crime psychosis where they believe the husband did it because he looks mean. This is the Musgrove Family Fund, $700K raised of $2 million. It's more now. And people are saying, may God's truth and our love be with you. Don't give up. Thank you to Lindsay's parents for standing her through this tragedy. I stand with Lindsay as a fellow mom. If you're a fellow mom, why the fuck would you stand with someone who murdered their 3 children? I'm a Wallingford girl and feel that connection.
Because they're lying, more than likely. They're just saying that to get help push a narrative. Sorry, couldn't find the word. They're just trying to push a narrative, if I had to guess. I want to see proof of them actually being mothers. Because I don't trust them saying that on one comment after donating money to a woman who has murdered her 3 children.
Lindsay should have never been charged. I look forward to the favorable conclusion of this tragedy. People are with you and your fantastic lawyers. Amazing work from your team. And people are also bringing up the fact that if a man murdered his 3 fucking children, strangled them to death, nobody would have any conceivable sympathy for him. They would be like, lock him up, throw away the key. I don't give a shit the reason why. Get rid of him, right?
Yep.
But because it's a woman and like a mom, and people cannot seem to grasp in their head that a mom could kill her own kids, it's made this weird fucking like conspiracy theory where the husband is the murderer, but then it's already proven that she murdered her kids. This isn't up for debate. They are just like fan fiction fucking doing some shit. Since situations have happened like this in many different ways revolving around mental health for women, when something drastic happens, they're easily gaslit that they are responsible for everything that's happened. So their theory is that people fucking talked to her and convinced her that she killed the kids when she didn't. This story could have been mine. I hope not. My heart is with you, and the mamas trying to do our best for our babies. Bro, she strangled them. All of us mamas doing what mamas do, giving help and hope. No help and hope for the children, though. Canadian mama here gave what I could. Saying prayers for you, Lindsay. We got you, girl. Lindsay should know that millions of women and mothers around the world stand with her and her family. Insanity. As a nurse, mom, and woman, I am with you. This is just like straight tribalism. This is unironically what creates people like...
All this money should be done. Actually, I don't fully understand what the GoFundMe's for. Is it to fund her court case or to fund her getting out? Where I feel like all that money shouldn't go to her. Donate it to some actual good cause. Donate it to single fathers raising children at this point, because they're not going to strangle their kids.
Andrew Tate, or like the extreme reaction to this. Like,
that was a joke. I personally think for a functioning family to happen, you need both a male role model and a female role model to help raise a kid. They had to teach them both sides, because that's how you become an actual good, adjusted person to society. If you're raised just by a mom or just by a dad, you are missing parts of your psychology that you need to have to function in the actual real world, not fantasy delusion of where your opinions and emotions dictate reality, because they don't.
If you see this and your social media feed is inundated with content like this, in stories like this, it's no wonder you turn to the dark side. As a survivor of narcissistic abuse, this case hits so close to home. I feel like I'm living so many traumas that I experienced during my children's early years. The loneliness, the sleep deprivation, the infidelities, desperation to feel peace and happiness again. Narcissists rewire.
If there's infidelities, that is on whoever does the infidelity. It's on the other person's fault for not catching or knowing that person was going to cheat. What I mean by that is, if you're going to build a relationship with someone, you need to wait about probably 3 to 5 years before you get married or have kids to make sure they're actually going to stick with you. Because I blame the cheater. The cheater shouldn't have cheated. But also the person that was with the cheater, there had to have been some signs. They don't just up out of nowhere. That, or you have done something that is causing them to be unfaithful. And they're not talking to you about it. It's on both sides. It's almost never just one person's fault in that situation.
Fire your brain and make you feel crazy.
Unless they're a slut. Both sides. Doesn't matter.
To the point that you doubt your own realities. That's without being medicated. My heart is broken for Lindsay. This could have been my story. I don't take that lightly. I've shed so many tears for her and her baby since this happened. Then why are you donating to the murderer? So basically another part of this story is that the husband sort of like moved on, and he dated a woman who kind of like looks like her. And he basically, they're saying that he's a dickhead, or they're saying that, he's a bad husband.
If my wife killed our 3 children, I probably would never talk to her again. There'd be no reason to, because the person I knew died when the kids did, because that wasn't actually them. Again, unless it's a psychosis, but even then, that's still medication or rehabilitation. And if that's not possible, lock up.
Bunch of reasons None of them prove that he murdered the kids, all right? They basically hate his guts. But like,
now, if he moved on for like 6 months, yeah, there's an issue there. A little bit. I feel like if you truly love someone, it should take a lot longer than 6 months. Everyone's periods are different like that. Everyone's periods of getting over stuff are way different. So,
that's an entirely separate issue. This is the biggest reason I don't believe him. It's Patrick Clancy versus the women of America
what,
at this
his
point.
eyes,
Yeah, so
his
people
face?
are having a very visceral reaction to this, of course. Carmelo Anthony, but for girls. Everything is men's fault. Some women are really out here arguing for repeal of the 19th and they don't even know it. Leos don't kill, Geminis do. Leos don't kill their cubs. Nope, I'm not buying it. If he's a Gemini and she's a Leo, it was toxic between them. He did it. That's all I need to know.
bringing astrology, emotions, and opinions into a murder case. Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind you that this is an isolated case. Do not lose faith in humanity, although this is fucking ridiculous. I mean, the even crazier part is a female shrink came out and basically said, we have all thought about killing our kids at one point, and a slew of these crazy people replied affirmatively in the comment section. Will be interesting to see how many of these women donating are single or childless. Well, they all claim to be moms. So Shue also tweeted this: if you are dating a woman, ask her about this viral case being talked about where there's a woman who strangled her 3 kids to death. If she is on her side or thinks the husband did it, her brain has been fried by TikTok and you need to break up with her now. And basically TikTok is filled with these women here. You will never make me hate Lindsay Clancy. Triple child murderer, by the way. New theory. He killed the kids. His was the voice she heard. He threw her out the window. She woke up and was told what she did. Oh my fucking God, bro. Like genuinely, I could dedicate an
Go write a book, please. Go write a fictional book, because that'd be a lot better time spent than you wasting everyone else's time. Which is just a short, so I guess it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Entire video to this, but I feel like I will be so, but I feel like there's so much rage bait that is not even rage bait. This isn't rage bait. This is genuine people's opinions. But I don't think I could do it. It would actually just knock me out or send me down some fucking red pill rabbit hole. There are thousands of women triggered. The reason, because these are the eyes of a covert narcissist. And we've all looked into these eyes before. Of course, it's
He looks like a normal, slightly over middle-aged man. I don't know what. Narcissists don't have a look. It's a personality trait. And you could also confuse that with charisma. And you can. Oh, God. Please, more Pegasus, please. I need to hear your voice. I need the comics with the sounds.
He has weird eyes, therefore he's a child murderer. Yes. Even after it's confirmed he's not. Done. Is there a reason you don't think the evidence and admitting she did it is enough? Lol, intuition. There's a lot of evidence that is still being uncovered. Oh my God, bro. It got worse. She followed up with a TikTok video. I blocked her after this. The online review was for a fishing boat in Massachusetts. She showed a picture of him running a marathon to raise $75K. He worked with a defense team, publicly forgave her as part of the civil trial, accusing the therapist of mistreatment. There were witnesses that identified him at the CVS store. He didn't Google how to commit die. He listened to a song about it. I don't know, Will. I don't really care to debate about it, honestly. Yeah, so it turns out Asmongold responded. Despite not streaming, he has been active on Twitter. The biggest...
Instantly brings in facts. Shuts him down. I don't want to talk about it.
threat to America isn't Iran or communism. It's universal suffrage. The fact that my vote counts as much as a woman who believes in astrology is a violation of my human rights. These people shouldn't even know what electricity is. This needs to stop. Okay. Okay, that's a...
That's a bit much, Asmon. As I said, he needs to learn to sugarcoat his shit. That last part, no. I do think there needs to be a literacy test taken before you vote, so you're not just voting for a name. You need to have an understanding of what that person is going to be doing in the position they're going to be going into. I have a sneaking suspicion about, and it's a random percentage, I have no actual clue. 80%, 90% of Americans have no fucking clue who they're actually voting for, they're like, oh, it's left, oh, it's right. And then they're like, okay, that's their pick.
Crazy tweet. I mean, if you believe in astrology, you're entitled to do that. I have historically made fun of a lot of those people on my channel because I feel like if you're making real world decisions based on something that's not really actually scientifically proven, or it's not real, obviously, it's a bunch of baloney made up by somebody. I feel like you're mentally ill. You know, you are mentally ill. Anyone who believes in astrology is freaking retarded. Yeah, I mean, you cannot decide that only Geminis commit murder. That's just fucking stupid. I mean, there's no other way to say that. And if you're like a mom, a full-grown adult in charge of a kid, and you're basing your decisions based on like star signs, you need to have your children taken away, honestly, because you're not fit to raise them.
Yes.
I don't think he's wrong, but people are taking this as a men versus women thing rather than a pure IQ thing. People who believe in astrology, birthday racists, flat earthers, or get all their news and opinions from Twitter should not be allowed to vote. I mean, that's true. That's true. This is obviously a bunch of low IQ people, right? A bunch of stupid moron TikTokers that genuinely don't deserve rights. Hundreds of thousands of women in propaganda-induced psychosis sending money to a woman who murdered her children because they believe a man must have done it, because women cannot be wrong. Do you understand what I've been talking about now? We got Smug Alana. TikTok true crime has done irreversible damage to society, which... Crazy meme. So basically people are theorizing that this is because of the true crime craze that...
It cannot be every woman. Just the ones that have been recently indoctrinated, I feel like, and then the ones that started all this horse shit. And no, I'm not against feminists at all. Not the original movement. Now, third and fourth wave feminist, get the fuck out of here. Please get the fuck out of here.
Basically, a lot of women are very interested in those type of stories, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's a form of entertainment. But some people have a weird amount of empathy towards the murderers, the rapists, the terrorists that sort of leans into the Hassan sphere of things again, right? With all these people having this radical empathy. To the point where now we're having empathy for people who murdered their kids, right? And, you know, you could argue things like, oh, she was insane, this is a horrible thing that happened to her, she didn't actually want to do it, she feels super guilty, sure, okay? But then saying the husband murdered the kids just because you don't like his eyes, just because he's a Gemini, just because he got with another woman and they are very, like, you know, bitter and jealous about that, and, you know, they probably have some fucking dating struggles or whatever, and they're projecting that experience onto themselves. It's just so fucking weird. Unspeakably evil, this whole thing has been eye-opening in the worst ways. I'll never be able to unsee thousands of women rallying to the defense of a demon who strangled her children to death. One of the darkest things I've seen in my life. Yeah, so people are pointing out that there's like a bit of a hatred of the other gender here. Women under 25 and 30 have a vastly more negative view of men than men under 30 have of women. Unrequited love. Do you have a positive or negative view of the opposite gender? And positive is blue, neutral is this, and negative is red. So men under 30 have a 70% positive view of women, 7% negative. Women under 25, 35% positive, 27% negative. I mean, negative is a pretty broad thing, you know, you could think they're, you know, creeps, weirdos, whatever, sure. Calling them child murderers based on no evidence that's another whole fucking thing, I don't know. Right,
yeah,
so
that's just flat out being a man hater. That's literally it.
the last time we talked about a 15-minute compilation of the Hassan shock collar controversy that was going viral, and basically it captured everything from the moment Hassan shocked his dog to all of the excuses, the non-stop lies about it, and his entire goon squad desperately trying to defend him.
As evidence that he somehow secretly modified and soldered down shock collar prongs, something that would basically be like impossible to do, like impossible.
It's done. Are you fucking shitting me, Taylor Lorenz?
Well, turns out Hassan has finally responded, and he's calling it a smear campaign by...
That explanation makes no fucking sense, because why the fuck would you buy a shock collar, break the prongs off of it to put it on the dog? Buy a buzzing one.
A bunch of, like, kick clippers. Hassan says that Collargate was a coordinated smear campaign by kick clippers. Oh my god, dude. This guy will never admit it, dude. Double down until the end of time.
Two things. One, I'm not surprised that, you know, the kick clippers were engaging in a targeted brigading operation. They're almost always
at
the scene of the crime whenever there's a new initiative to manufacture outrage. They're almost always at the scene of the crime. They heavily brigade in bot posts. They do it all the time, right? And I said, she has no idea. This was on October 9th, and everyone made fun of me. I said, she has no idea she's been the most famous dog on the internet for the past 2 days because of a coordinated far-right pro-Israel slander campaign. And a lot of people dunked on me and said, oh, dude, Israel made you shock your dog or some shit like that. I was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I have a lot of enemies on the internet, and they're utilizing this as an opportunity to manufacture outrage.
Of course, manufactured outrage, guys. People don't actually care about dogs, of course. We're manufacturing the outrage. You know, fun fact for you guys, if you just Google who shocks dogs, nothing else, Hassan Piker immediately comes up. He is literally known as the guy who shocks his dog. In general, like in the internet space, in human history, he's going to be known as the dog shocker now. I mean, at this point, he has doubled down on the lies so many fucking times, it just looks ridiculous. And this is kind of why you shouldn't be lying when you live stream yourself 10 hours a day and everything is captured on camera. People can instantly point to when you lied and show you to be this absolutely ridiculous fucking sociopath gaslighting.
Yes, okay, so he starts yelling at the dog to stop, you know, well, being a dog and sniffing stuff. Reaches for the Zins. You have to calm down. Is that what helps calm you down? God, I hate this motherfucker.
Maniac. And the problem is, in order to defend one lie, you have to create another 10 lies, and then you have this insane web of lies that you don't even remember. Because how can you? There's so many lies in there. You're eventually going to get your story wrong, which he did. He said that there was no shock collar that day, after saying it was a vibration collar. After showing the collar on camera, saying this is the collar, he then said Kaya wasn't even wearing a shock collar that day.
You use the shock collar on your dog? Was that the big?
I have a e-collar. There's a vibration collar, but she didn't even have it on that day.
And it really would have been so much easier to just tell the truth in the first place. Admit you had a shock collar. Admit you zapped her with your force lightning. It's been an entire year, man. Give it up. I mean, if this is how you want to play it, it's going to go on for eternity. And the fact that he's blaming it on kick clippers. Dude, genuinely, like, what is wrong with you? Like, it's the most insane conspiracy theories ever. Yes, people did clip you because you had a viral moment that penetrated into the normie sphere. Even Moist Critical was talking about it. You can't just constantly blame Reddit or slop tubers or whatever. At a certain point, you gotta take accountability. People responded, lying is OP.
Lying is OP, as I say all the time.
Combine lying is OP with trendy anti-Semitism and you get a sign is actually the same undercover kick of Mossad hype.
Except when he talks about the support of terrorists and also, well... No, that's about it. That's like the only thing I've ever heard him truthfully talk about is his open support of terrorism and how America deserved 9/11. You can search that up. There is a clip of him saying that, directly saying, yes, America deserved 9/11, which it doesn't. It never did. I don't think anyone deserves war or attacks like that. But I do think if you are stuck in a war, you win that war. Doesn't matter if you start it or if you're the one that, well, needs to end it. You should try your hardest to win it no matter what. Because if you don't, you're going to lose more people on your side than on the other. Which is not the best way of thinking about it, but also it's survival of the fittest. That's how humans have worked since day one. You want out? 1 second. Be free. Or don't be free. You want out? What you want? No.
With trendy anti-Semitism and you get a son is actually the same undercover kick of Mossad hybrid agents that shot Charlie and did salmonella Chipotle burritos that made Assad shock his dog. Can't wait for the Candace Owens expose. I thought it was by Destiny. I mean Ethan. I mean conservatives. I mean.
Oh, I think my fucking. Nope. Okay. Thought my fucking brain started leaking out my ears.
I mean Fox News. I mean Israel. Missed a couple there. Actually, you missed like 5 more, but you know. Hassan is basically Trump of the left. I say this as a leftist. I would say Alex Jones of the left. The amount of different versions of events he has said so far is like 30 or so. The only people that let something like that slide are fully in the cult and do not care about facts, just the optics. That's why we literally call them his orbiters. They will do anything to fucking like orbit around him, maintain relevance by sucking off his viewership. They cannot disagree with him because their fan base is made up of trickle-down Hassan fans. OP, get ready to be put on the Hassan's Reddit list. Context Hassan's editor is a list of all the users who have posted about Colorgate on Reddit. This is genuine, like, unhinged schizo behavior. This man is like, I don't know the intricacies of Reddit, as he fucking has them tracked in an Excel sheet. Anyone who speaks negatively about his god is put on the fucking death note. Oh, I haven't seen the Volley Bear meme. That's a good one. Bzz. Right, so last time, Hassan was threatening to sue Scott Jennings for posting a clip compilation.
It's not funny the dog getting shot. It's funny that people are making memes of it to try and give it more exposure to try and defame this cocksucker.
Him talking about black people.
I don't give a what black people care about. Oh, black people care about this. Black people care about that. Like, shut the up. Back to a better time when lynchings were happening. This is what I like as a black man. Are you always doing too much with black people? Leave them alone. I want to go back to lynching. Like, I get it, but relax. Man, shut the up, okay? Yeah, I'm reading someone's comment in that one. You got me.
Yeah, okay.
Happy to help form a litigation team for you to go after these clowns. I mean, I'll look at what options are available to me.
Then he said he's going to sue Destiny afterwards.
He outright calls you a that clip you're playing. Yeah, he's a psychopath. Let's work on this Scott Jennings situation first, and then I'll see what to do about him.
So he just called. Hold on, I need to hear that name again. 1 second. I want to hear him say that whole thing again real quick.
Clip you're playing, yeah, he's a psychopath. I'll look at what options are available to me.
Then he said he's going to sue Destiny afterwards.
He outright calls you a that clip you're playing, yeah.
Right there, that's what I want to hear again. And he called him insane. Called Destiny insane for calling him. I'm not going to say that on YouTube. Hassan, how many people have you accused of that exact crime? How many? I know it's more than 1, 2. Oh yeah, you also said Asmongold killed his mother and father. On what grounds do you have any right to sue someone for something you've done yourself? If you're gonna sue them for defamation, you're fucked. There are so many more people that you have done defamation on. And they have more proof of it. And they also have proof you being a pathological liar. So whatever you say in court isn't going to count for shit. Oh, God.
He's a psychopath. Let's work on this Scott Jennings situation first. And then I'll see what to do about him, too.
Right, so Destiny responded to the lawsuit threats. He quote tweets saying, "Ready and waiting, dog shocker PDF file."
Hassan acts in such a way that he will take everybody down around him if he thinks he has something to gain for it. You might call him spiritually Israeli.
So then a person named Swan Marcus threatened to sue him back for falsely calling him a PDF file. Swan Marcus confirms he will be suing Hassan Piker if Piker wins his lawsuit against Scott Jennings. This lawsuit would be for the harassment he received after Piker defamed him as a PDF file and publicly released his name. Well, now apparently Tectone is joining in, and he says he's going to be suing Hassan. FYI, there's a bunch of context to this, but basically TLDR, Hassan just repeatedly calls him a rapist or generational rapist, and he calls people PDF files. Tectone confirms he and many others will be suing Hassan if he wins the lawsuit against Scott Jennings and potentially Destiny.
You really can't make this up where Hassan is about to try to sue Destiny for calling him a rapist, and at the very end of this clip, he calls him sex pestiny. So he calls me Rapezone, he calls Destiny sex pestiny, he calls Asmongold a pedophile and a mother killer, he calls Nuxtaku a pedophile file. And this guy genuinely thinks he can win a defamation lawsuit when all this guy does is lie and slander every single opponent that he has. Hassan, you better hope to God you do not win this lawsuit. Because if you do, myself and many others will be suing the fuck out of you. Because all you have done for years, nearly a decade of slander, defamation on complete baseless fucking lies.
Like even that, like calling me Diddy Piker, like that's slander. Is total. It's total.
Hassan, please come after me too. Do it. You'll get fucking nothing. Hassan, Diddy, Obinlan, Dog Shocker, Piker. Please shut the fuck up.
Slander. You know?
10 out of 10
is defamation.
Would
He's saying it's slander, it's defamation to call him Diddy Piker. Just wait, guys.
recommend, but serious.
Dan Diddy defender Saltman of Dan Diddy Saltman. Diddy Dan is in Washington. Diddy Dan. Diddy Dan. Diddy Dan's Diddy Dan. You might know him as Diddy Dan. Diddy Dan. Diddy Dan. The Diddler. Dan Diddy Man. Brigadier General Dan Diddy G Saltman.
Quote unquote, I would love to hang in Diddy's Ciroc entourage and trickle down bang anything thrown this way. And he went to a party where he showed, in his own words, a very attractive minor, in Hassan's own words. So yes, Hassan, calling you Diddy Dan, or sorry, Diddy Piker is not defamation. I promise myself and many others will be suing you as well. And I will actually aid anybody in a lawsuit who wants to go after you, because Hassan, you are a horrendously toxic piece of shit.
Yeah, so...
Yes, he is. Also, Techie, there's no... Good on you for doing that. If you actually... which I believe you will. Tectone seems to be a person of his word. I know nothing about him. I'm not going to try and form some parasocial relationship with any of these guys. I have no clue how they actually are in real life. But he seems to be a man of his word. You're gonna help me, buddy? I know I'm not going to. I'm too small. I just started this, so. Nah. Hassan. Please. Just hang it up. Just give up. That's your best bet. Just take your Nepo money, the money you made off of streaming, go back to Turkey. Don't worry about anything. Live out the rest of your life.
Basically, a lot of people are just raring to go from the sidelines. They're basically waiting for Hassan to open the floodgates of lawsuits, and there's like 50 people waiting in line to sue him back. Now, I don't know the individual details, but, you know, he has called a lot of people PDF files and whatnot. God knows what else. That's up to the individuals being slandered to discuss. But yeah, it really seems like a massive headache that he probably doesn't want to deal with. So you know, if he's still insistent on launching these lawsuits, I mean, game's game, I guess. People gotta play. And I find it interesting that the guy who was complaining about Ethan all of this time for an entire year, just bitching about these lawsuits, suddenly he just wants to serve them out on a platter. Funny how that works. If this is how Tectone really feels, I'm confused why suing Hassan is conditional on him winning the lawsuit against Jennings and Destiny to sue him regardless now. Well, that's definitely an idea as well, but I'd say in general, people like to avoid lawsuits because, you know, it's a bunch of...
It's a bunch of money, it's a bunch of wasted time, it's a big headache. If you can avoid it, don't get into lawsuits. They suck.
Like, you know, because it's a giant headache and a bunch of, like, legal bullshit. But, you know, as one of the individuals who was also threatened by a lawsuit from Hassan, I'm glad to be on that list, by the way.
You know, like a good Singaporean lawyer, something like that. It'd be nice to try and figure out if I could pursue litigation of sorts.
I obviously have said time and time again, I welcome it. I would love to drain his $20 million. It would be lovely. I will spend it all on more chicken and rice cinema. Right, so Dan Saltman, the guy who made the 15-minute dog-shocking compilation, he has pointed out that the guy Hassan is going to sue, Scott Jennings, is actually getting a little too powerful, potentially positioned in government. Dan Saltman explains why Hassan's "but destiny is worse, excuse won't save him" laughs at the idea of Scott Jennings becoming Trump's next press secretary while Piker is suing him.
So you know how Hassan saying he's going to be suing Scott Jennings, right? We all know that now. Yes? It's very, very funny. Okay? Bro, the bad luck on this motherfucker. Look at this shit. This motherfucker is about to be the fucking new Caroline Levitt. Bro, Hassan, he's so unfucking lucky. Bro is basically suing Trump now. If he doesn't do it, then he's a liar. Oh god. He probably realized after, he's like, I should not have done that. I should not have done that. I should not have
Yeah, his hair transplant hair is falling out now too.
done that. Oh man. I can't fucking believe, like, this happened. It's just so funny. This guy's luck is not so good.
Yeah, that's because he's not watching the Legendary Series. Everybody knows Legendary Series viewers have the best luck in the entire world. Pity, because he used to be a fan.
Morpeg has made a dozen videos about you in the past few days. I love that guy. That guy is my favorite YouTuber, honestly.
But you know, then he got a little mad because I said some true things about him, and now he's obviously a little depressed. Asmongold, his one true love, banned. He just feels lonely, you know? And I would feel for him if not for him thunderbolting his dog. But yeah, apparently the dude who's trying to sue just got a bit above Hassan's pay grade there. I had no idea that guy had that type of like motion or whatever. Honestly, I thought he was some just random Twitter dude or whatever. But yeah.
Oh God, Hassan, please don't. I guess if he does, it'll just be more embarrassing for him. So go ahead and do it. Ask your mommy and daddy for some more Nepo baby money. Or your uncle. Your alleged animal fucker uncle.
The lawsuit might be much harder than he thinks. So then he points out Hassan's horrible defense of always deflecting, being like, well, Destiny is worse than me. Well, you're still a scumbag, bro.
95% plus. That means out of every 100 articles, 5 will be positive or neutral. 95 will be negative. He's been eating shit for months straight from the entire world. Everyone thinks this guy, like on all sides, basically. He has a very, very small segment of people that are like, oh, okay, yeah, it's out of context, or whatever the fuck they'll say. Very, very small segment of people, right? But for the most part, everyone's like, oh, that's a dog-shocking terrorist lover. The thing is, neither of them are going to sue each other, ever. Because for both of them, discovery, well, for Steve, discovery would mean fucking nothing, because his entire asshole is on full display for the entire world. For Hassan, it would be catastrophic. I personally don't think he'll ever file papers against the Scott Jennings guy either. Here's the Hassan doesn't
not
understand
after that.
this,
Not
though.
after him moving up.
The mainstream media doesn't give a fuck about Destiny. That's the problem. You know, you're cursed, bro. You're cursed because you've thrusted yourself to say, I am the Democratic Rogan of the left. Okay. Everyone's gonna come at you now. Nobody claims Destiny, bro. You're like, look, Destiny's a bad guy, and a bunch of mainstream media people are like, the fuck is a Destiny? You mean the video game? Or that my neighbor? The fuck you talking about? Destiny?
Yeah, I think in the mainstream, most people just do know Hassan, you know, from him shocking his dog rather than Destiny. I think his community is way more niche than someone like Hassan, who is just walking around trying to associate himself with every single candidate. And I really do feel like discovery for Hassan would be dastardly. Like, I don't know how he's ever thinking about launching lawsuits when the government is supposed to be investigating him. Like, can we get an update on that subpoena already? Wasn't the US government subpoenaing him? I swear legal shit always takes 500 years.
It does. I want to update on that too. He needs to be denationalized and deported back to Turkey. In my opinion.
Right, so Hassan is back crashing out over Asmongold, a phrase that I haven't been able to say in quite a while. Now you might be thinking, has Asmon been unbanned? Has he started streaming? No. He's just doing this organically, it seems like. He's now saying that Asmon and his fans need to be sent to the front lines and fight in wars, I guess. Hassan calls for Asmon's deployment to the front lines on the USS Lincoln because, per Hassan, the conditions aboard the ship are similar to his living conditions in Austin, Texas. It's disgusting that Hassan is even saying this when sailors have tried to jump overboard due to the conditions. For when the sailor fell overboard, did not jump, everything about the conditions have been proven false multiple times over. This does not prevent Hassan from pretending to care.
Bro, here's what I don't understand, okay? Asmongold talks a big game about how, like, America should fight Israel's battles and stuff. It turns out he would feel right at home in the fucking Navy. We should be sending Asmongold to the front lines.
No. Asmongold's too weak and too small. Hassan, you're a big, strong man. Why don't you go over there and do it? You're much faster than him and much stronger than Asmongold. And if I had to guess, No, you do have glasses, but I don't know if they're fake or not. Um, I feel like you might be a better shot with a force multiplier than Asmongold would.
Okay, and his
you go
entire
over?
fan base, the front lines, because this is how he lives anyway. He's not, to him, he's like, this is my environment. Join the Navy, Asmongold. Fuck you doing in Austin, Texas, man? Get on the front lines. We should draft Asmongold. He will feel at home. Yeah, deploy his ass, dude. His fan base is not American. Even better. What do you mean? I don't want my countrymen to go out and put themselves in harm's way and go and potentially blow up schools and shit. Yeah, put the Asmongold.
I like how he says blowing up the schools, and he didn't even give any kind of, reasoning behind that. That's because terrorist organizations know that we have more empathy than them and try our hardest not to have civilian casualties. So they will put their base of operations in schools, hospitals, homeless shelters. They will do it anywhere where civilians that are less fortunate have to go to, or again, kids have to go to defend themselves because they're fucking pussies.
Euroid MAGA supporters on the fucking front lines. Deploy them. Send their asses to the front lines instead. Yeah, send the Norwegian MAGA supporters. Send the MAGA supporters from Finland, all the IT specialists that sit at home and watch Asmongold's broadcast when it's like 5 a.m. local time for them. That's too high a standard for personal hygiene for Asmongold. I'm just saying, dude.
Yeah, I would just like to remind everybody, Asmon has not streamed in 2 weeks, and he is still losing.
I hope whenever Asmon comes back, his house, I don't expect it to be spotless. Hope it's cleaned up some. That'd be fucking hilarious. Comes back, his hair's done up nice. He got some dental work done. Got past that scare with the pancreatitis cancer. I'm sorry, something to do with his pancreas and cancer that his mom also had an issue with.
His fucking mind. Holy, get a grip, dude. He probably saw the toilet, imagined a confined space, and just like a fantasy of them trapped together or some shit. Keep it in your pants, dude. Dan Clancy's gonna get jealous. And I just find it hilarious how Hassan pretends to care about troops or whatever. Like, dude, aren't you part of the US Veterans Deserve PTSD squad? And you call America like terrorists or whatever? And basically anyone who takes part in the army?
I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. US military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
It is not our soldiers' fault they're having to fight in wars. It's political leaders' faults for being fucking adult children. No, that's too lenient. Adult babies who get their feelings hurt and have to fight about it, but the only way they know how to fight about it is with other people's lives, not their own. I don't know why we haven't like somehow come up with a system, and I know it's very childish and it also has a chance of a world leader dying. Put him in a goddamn boxing match. If there is an issue that these two people are having, why the fuck should two entire militaries have to fight each other to prove one of their opinions right? Or it could be a fact. Some could be opinions, some could be facts, depending on which side. I don't know.
Hezbollah is a terrorist organization. America is the top terrorist organization.
Yeah.
Woo. How much has Hezbollah donated to every country across the entire world? How many attacks has America done? Granted, we have like the CIA and stuff like that. They have the FBI. They've done attacks globally to take out people that we know are really fucking bad, like like second Hitler, or the development of a second Hitler before he gets to that point. All right.
It's just funny seeing this guy act like he has empathy for anyone, dude. And I feel like if you really want to compare fan bases, your fan base spams hearts for terrorists, are actual terrorists, as we saw recently. One of them got arrested for terrorist threats.
The defendant did threaten to assault and murder a member of the immediate family of a United States senator. Subject regularly listened to the social media influencer Hassan Piker.
So some Hassan fans are like actual confirmed criminals. There is no comparison. At this point, I'm genuinely scared what's going to happen when Asmin comes back, because Hassan might actually just be unable to hold it in. He might just orgasm on stream. Like, I just don't want to be seeing that. This man is completely in love. Now, click this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully no brain rot. We will cure all the brain rot through the legendary series, one day at a time.
What an amazing video. Thank you, More Pegasus. If you guys enjoyed that, go give his channel a like, subscribe to his channel. And if you enjoyed my input, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe too. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.